Good evening, folks. We want to welcome you to another edition of my Lutheran Connections. Um, Today we have our usual Bishop's Hour segment, and first of all, we want to apologize for the late start due to some technical issues. But as is often said, better late than never. We have with us in our studio today our ambassador there in Freetown, Sierra Leone. We are glad he's here with us again. Um, our brother Batam Ibelewadi is there in Monrovia, and our brother Josiah Jokai is in Dansbury, Connecticut. Before we start the show, we just want to wish our sister couple Celia a speedy recovery and God's healing mercy. And Big Joe, you look serious today. What's going on? How are you all doing?
Oh, hey, Willie, thanks, man. No, I'm not serious. I was just having some pop eyes. I really enjoy, and the weather is 60 degrees today, so it's very nice. Spring is already here, and I think we are a great beneficiary. Uh, I just want to say welcome to the ambassador in the special way.
Yes.
Only that the ambassador will have to make a full disclosure how he traveled back to Freetown the last time because it was a major concern. He will have to explain to us how he traveled, whether by road or by air, and all the translating points, and he has to let us know because he's the ambassador, Willie Abel.
Exactly.
He's
Right,
not
right.
an ordinary person, so he has to make a full disclosure. Ambassador, when you are making your intervention, I think the audience will want to know how you actually traveled back to Freetown the last time when we were on the show. We know you travel on Sunday. So will it is it not right? I'm not making
No,
any.
absolutely. And
Uh-huh.
Big Joe, one of the parishioners from Bannersville was in his geographical region, in President
Oh,
Cisco for
okay.
Sakwi. So
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Okay,
hopefully he
so
left.
folks,
Hopefully, yeah,
welcome to your favorite show, MLC Talk. As a matter of fact, Ambassador, the last time you were not on when I mentioned that there was a Lutheran who inboxed me and said, "Why now we name and start the show MLC Talk?"
that's
He
right.
asked me, and even though I haven't gotten any consent, but I'm just loving the MLC Talk, you know. So today, I want to welcome the folks to my Lutheran Connections TV talk. Abel is here. Jerry is here. Willie is here. Your favorite people. Reving comes in, once a while due to engagement. And Sis Kopo is now well. We wish her speedy recovery. Sis Kopo, we are sending you prayer and love. Recover soon so you can join us. Before we go to our law bishop, the special segment is dedicated to the bishop. It's his show. The bishop will be giving us a rundown of what happened since he left, of all the key activities of his leadership the last time he was here a month ago. As usual, we will give him that latitude. He will tell us exactly what happened before we can even ask any single question. But before that, I want to go to my colleague Jerry in Freetown, the ambassador. He's well seated. He needs to talk to us before we go to the bishop. It's over to you, ambassador.
Thank you so much, Joe. And I want to also join you to send prayers to our dear sister, uh, Madam Kopo City. Joe, I must admit, you guys are very, very wonderful people. Uh, I was so anxious to join the show. Unfortunately, I really could not get there because of my location. I did say that I was airtight or airborne. We actually went in by road using the way of Kwendu because we wanted to try to see how we can be able to have a discussion with the people at the border communities between
Can you guys
Sierra
hear me
Leone.
now?
Woo! Bishop is
Whoa,
on. Yo,
yes, yeah.
Welcome, welcome. So Joe, I will explain later. I
What
will
a
explain
magic.
later. I will explain later how I got back and
Yes,
what took
yes.
me from the road. What took me from the road to the air. But Bishop, our Lord Bishop is here. We are so happy. So I don't think we gotta waste any time, Joe.
No, no,
Please.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Going
it's
straight
good.
into the
It's good
pulpit.
having you back, ambassador. We just wanted to emphasize that. That's why we came with all the little talks. But We are happy to have you on. Happy to have Abel. Happy to have our Lord Bishop. He's not just on the phone. You can see the Bishop now. I mean, you got the
Yes.
visibility and
Yes.
everything. Wonderful, Bishop. Welcome to your segment, the Bishop Hour on my Lutheran Connections Online TV. I know everybody happy now. Well, before the Bishop will come, everybody started testing us. What happened? We can see the Bishop. We can see the Bishop. What's going on?
No, for me, actually, Bijo, I really wasn't kind of worried because this show, that Bishop Patmore has always told us, this is his show, and he doesn't
Yeah.
joke about it. So even
Mhm.
if we send out flyers or we send out email, I mean, he's not bothered because this is
Right.
his show. The,
Yeah.
the last Sunday in the month is dedicated to the bishop. So, Bishop,
Absolutely.
again, want to say welcome.
Yeah. So, Bishop, it's over to you. Welcome. And tell us, where are we? I saw you with a big banner, Bishop. The International African Conference. I saw you
A
standing
big
there.
what? A big what?
A big
Banner.
banner.
A big banner display. The International
Yeah,
African Conference. Yeah.
yeah. We have just printed the banner and a sample of the T-shirt, and we were trying to just we have it posted at the gate of the Central Administration compound, and
Oh,
so we
wonderful.
were just unfolding it at that time. But yeah, again, I'm happy to be here today. Not very much has happened, but few things that happened which we need to just inform our people about briefly. Thank God that through the month we have been around and God has blessed us, taking us to several places. Basically, the whole month has been about trips, visitations, and some other things we have done, which I'm about to just give you not too much. But yeah, during this time, we traveled to Hempe. I mean, first to Henry Town, which is in the St. Paul River district, to attend a conference there where we had the ordinations of five deacons, four deacons and one deaconess.
Wow.
And that was a very good program. And then Hembe, following Cunningham, we also went to Hembe. Hembe is in the Bani land, far beyond Vanjama, where you go, you cannot even get a single of a phone. If you want to talk, you have to walk back, drive by 2 hours before you can actually talk to people on phone. But we were there, and it was a very nice thing to meet the parishioners. It was the Upper Lofa District Convention, and we were welcomed by like almost 500 people from that district and parishes. So it was a very great occasion. Sat with the people. At each of them, we would talk to them just like I'm talking to you for an hour, tell them the activities of the church, off and on. But while in on this trip, what we have done, we have encouraged the people to go back to the soil, to make use of the land that we have. At least someone take it from us the way people are taking the church's land. And very good that most of almost all that we have visited are encouraged about going back to the soil, planting something that we can yield from in the next 2 3 years, that the church can reap something from and begin to move on. Um, it was good. Visit today. I just came from Bopolu, and Bopolu. What we were doing there, the national men were having a convention, and the convention was a very fruitful one. Just like the women had a convention a week ago, so the national men were having their convention today, and it was a good one. Well, following those trips, some of what we have done on the ground right now is that we are working towards the international conference, African Lutheran Conference. We visited Millsboro. Is the site of the original site of the Lutheran Church. They in Millsboro call it the home of the first Lutheran Church in Africa. We try to visit and see some of those graves of our missionaries who came here. Their children, like David Day, who all of his children died here. Their graves are there. The only unfortunate thing is that being that it's been a little period of time, most of those gravestones are falling. So right now we're trying to solicit funding from people who are willing to help us so that we can put those gravestones back and condition some of those graves before the conference can come.
So we are trying to raise more money, and this is an individual thing. Who those who are willing to support are beginning to send in a few dollars. At least I told them, at least $10 per grave will help us to recondition those graves, and so we are working on them. Also, during the period under review, we have been able to complete all of the documentations for the LUL. Josiah, as you and myself spoke, I even sent to Aliyah the copy of the article incorporation for signing. So Sis Madi and Brother Bulu have already signed it, and they sent it back to me over the weekend. So Monday and Tuesday, I will have those in Liberia to sign, and then carry for to be authorized and register, and then we can compile that with all of the other documents for the LUL and take it to the High Commission for possible accreditation or assessment for accreditation. So that's just what is holding up now for that accreditation process, because Aliyah have already sent us money to do the registration of the registration of the article incorporation. So we have that money as soon as we can have the paper signed by the people who are supposed to sign it in country. We will do that. We hope we can do that before this week is out. Also, one of the major things we have done is we are still working on the renovation of the buildings in Tototan. As I speak to you yesterday, we completed the administrative building. So it's all zinc. Completed in terms of roofing. It's all zinc. Tomorrow morning, which is Monday, the man will start the roofing of the zinking of the church building that's supposed to be used as classroom. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we hope they can complete that before this week is out. But again, it has not been quite easy, difficult, but God has helped.
Looks like we got a little technical glitch right there, Willie. But the bishop has just given us.
Was true.
All right.
Sorry that somebody calling me. So what is ongoing right now is we're trying to put together the audit team, the auditor to do some audit of the office of the church's financial situation, financial account, and that's supposed to start effective tomorrow morning. But other than that, these are basically some of the major things that we've done. We've gone through the week, and we hope and pray that God strengthening us to do more for this coming month. Maybe question will help us to remember some of what we have done. But those are the basic things that we've done right now that we are sure that are vivid when we talk about what we went through over the month.
Oh, well, that is a long list, Bishop. You say not much has been done, but I think that's so much that you guys have achieved in a short time since you were here the last time. You are.
I'm not hearing again.
Can you hear us now?
We can hear you, Bishop.
We can hear you, Bishop.
Josiah, I can't get you.
We are hearing you, Bishop. Can you hear us? Willie?
Yes. Maybe he can. He's using a headset, so maybe he can disconnect and reconnect the headset, but we are hearing him.
No, I think he needs to log off and come back because somebody called him. I think he using his phone. So when somebody calls you using your phone,
I can't hear you.
Sound goes down.
Yeah, so Willie, you need to call him, Willie. Okay, let Willie call the bishop while we are just rolling over the bishop's list in terms of his update, ambassador and Abel. The bishop's leadership seems to be very, very engaging. The bishop is not reserving, engaging with. Hello, Bishop.
I think you're gonna leave that phone on. I'm not hearing you. If you ever call on the phone.
Bishop,
are you hearing us, Bishop, now?
You're hearing us now. We're hearing you clearly, Bishop.
Okay, hold on. I think we will mute him here and
send him a message to say he needs to log off and come back.
What Bishop needs to do is to log off and come back.
Come back in.
Sure.
So if he can
that's the
log
way to go.
off Willie, you will have to do that. You have to log him off. Log him off, Willie, and then call him and tell him to reconnect. Willie. Okay, so what I was trying to say, colleagues, is that the bishop's leadership seems to be very engaging. Almost every week, he's doing rural visits. He's all over the country engaging with rural parishioners, and I want to believe this is part of his leadership's reconciliation and unity strategy, to remain engaged with the people. The other thing is that he talked about the LUL, accreditation process. I think they've made significant progress compared to the last time he was here. The articles of incorporation almost done. I mean, incorporators are signing. That's a good a good report, and that they've got some money from Aliyah to complete the process, the articles of incorporation, and then after that, they will be submitting to the Higher Commission on Education for the accreditation process. As a matter of fact, I'm also involved. I'm engaged with the Higher Commission and trying to help to facilitate the process as well. He talked about completing the buildings. I mean, one of the buildings, mainly the administrative building, and they are on the other building, which is one of the requirements for the accreditation process. I think this is great. This is good to know. How the audience will be excited to know that such development has happened. And he talked about the audit, which we're going to ask him about the audit. He was not too clear about the audit. So the bishop is back. Bishop, I was just trying to roll over, the list, the updates you provided, and I want to start with the last one. Bishop, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me, Bishop? Yes. Can you hear me now?
Bishop, do you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I think the bishop will have to do the same thing. You will have to.
Yeah, and
if you
the
use your
cost
phone,
will
if you use your phone, you have to shut down the phone.
Okay,
Shut
all
down
right.
the phone.
He did log
If you're
out.
using the computer, you have to shut down the computer. You have to
Right.
restart the computer and come back in.
So you're not hearing me?
we are hearing
We are hearing you.
We're hearing you clearly.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is that I got it on my phone. I'm using it for my phone now.
Okay.
Can,
All right.
can
So we
you
got
hear
you
us?
on. Yeah.
That's great.
You're hearing us clearly, Bishop, correct?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful. So
But
as
the
I
thing
was
is,
saying,
the librarian will just keep calling me. I know what they want to call me to do for that.
Don't answer, Bishop. If
you
you don't
are the
answer,
bishop.
then, yeah.
You are the bishop. You are the Lord Bishop. That answers the question, Bishop. You are the bishop.
That's good. I hope they're done.
Wonderful. So, Bishop, I was just rolling over the list in your updates that you provided, and I was saying we should start with the last one. You talk about the audit. I was saying you have done a lot, and I think my colleagues agree with me that from the last time you were here in terms of what you guys have done. But let's start with the audit. You talk about the audit. You said you guys are going to start, as a matter of fact, tomorrow, 27th March. You said what's going to happen. Probably you could take time and better explain what's going to start happening from tomorrow regarding the audit. I'm sure everyone would like to know.
Well, I mean, you know what financial audits takes. What we did over the weekend was that the auditors came and they brought their contract sheet. I mean, telling them what they're going to be doing, and so we signed that agreement. We signed the agreement, and the financial people have been trying to gather our financial documents and other things, so that tomorrow.
No, Bishop, what we want to know first is that you already have the firm that will be conducting the audit, the financial audit.
Yes.
And you signed the agreement already?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we're not talking about the chemistry because we know that's professional in terms of
I don't even know about it much, so you don't give it.
So the controller and the entire accounting department of the church is cooperating now. That's what you're saying. They're working with the.
What we did, yeah, they are working. But just to inform you, that we had to get in people from other places to even work along with the treasurer, because most of our people are resigning. The two the cashier and the accountant that were arrested are not here. So uh, we had Laoba Sumo helping the treasurer, but he resigned a few weeks ago, so he's not there. So we had to get the accountant from the HIV/AIDS and Lutheran World Service, and even the guy from Zosa to work along with me to accumulate the reports that the
Yeah, the bishop is having technical issues. Um, and that's a critical part, folks. The audit. The bishop is talking about the audit. Finally, they got the firm, and
Right.
the audit is supposed to happen. Ambassador, I think this is a critical part of the conversation.
Definitely, Joe. I want to begin by saying that
Oh, the bishop is back. I think he's back. Bishop is back.
Oh, wonderful!
I'm here.
Right, good to have you back, Bishop. You were saying something. You were speaking about the audit. The guys.
What I was saying is that yeah, the few guys who got working with the treasurer are working, but over the week, over the past month, we have had several persons resigning. Sometimes, few months ago, how you call him? He said HR. Henry Colbert resigned.
Okay.
Last month, Laoba Sumo, who was helping as the accountant for the pension program, we asked to work along with me, also resigned, and he left. So we have people helping me to help accumulate those records that the auditor would need. And I'm sure by now they have come up with some things that the auditor can use.
Bishop, I know you are the bishop. The treasurer should be answering these questions, but I'm sure you've gotten some updates as to why the huge turnover, especially in the accounting department, in the finance department. Any ideas, Bishop? Why that happened?
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm talking about resignations.
Well,
staff turnover.
For Henry, I mean, he just wrote me, and in fact, the day he gave me the letter, and I read the letter, he gave me the letter around about 4:30, and told me that as of the date of this letter, I'm resigning. So anyway, I called them. I called the general secretary and told him to find out from him and to have him turn over what he had for this. But in actual sense, what is saying to me, they got new jobs, and the Lawa told me that he had applied for this job sometimes, and they just called him and informed me that the job was ready. So he was willing to give me 1 week to work in, and that's what he did. And he finally left this week.
Okay.
He found a new job.
Bishop. All right, Bishop. I will go over to my colleague, Ambassador, who will take it from me with questioning.
Well, we cannot dwell on the issue of the audit. We just want to commend the bishop for the step taken so far. I think in a more technical detail, we might maybe with the permission of the bishop get the treasurer if she will want to avail herself to come so that she can be able to take some questions. We would like to know, for example, with the resignation or Joe, as you correctly stated, the high staff turnover, what impact that's going to make, especially we have been working together on the entire auditing process. But Bishop, just before I transition to another one, except maybe my colleagues will want to come back to ask on the audit. Do you care to inform the public and the viewers what firm you guys were able to contact and also term and condition in terms of cents and dollars? If you are
Well,
if you are paying anything.
Well, I wouldn't say much, but we have there's a firm that's not the regular firm that we have been using. There's a firm that has been auditing uh, our project for our partners. The special project, I can't remember the name of it right now, but this firm has been auditing all of our projects that are sponsored by our international partner. So in a short range, after we made some investigation, we finally agreed that we were going to use it rather than using the LCL previous auditing firm that they have been using. So we talked with them and we talked with some of our legal people, and they thought it was fine. We could use them. Said we had a very limited time.
Oh, okay, that's very good. And I did hear you say that hopefully Monday they are going to commence with the auditing. And
Right.
I thought that I heard you sometimes back when your PS said that will still carry on the verification. So are they going to work concomitantly, Bishop? The verification and the
Well, I
audit?
think right now, because of the partners meeting coming, the partner meeting is coming in about 2 weeks. So we will try and do the auditing, then we will go back to do the verification of other assets of the church. Right now, they are only concentrating on the financial assets of the church, and then we'll do the verification of all of it. But because of the coming of the partner meeting, that is a mandate that we must present our auditor report. So that's what we're working on right now.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. And again, I want to say, Bishop, thank you so much for the step. At least better
Absolutely.
late than ever. And we understood that you had to take some process before you could get there. So I want to say thank you very much. And maybe I will just leave it on my colleagues. If we're sticking on the audit, then later on, Josiah, you can drive the process. Maybe then we'll go to the next step with the conference and everything. But let me not change the conversation for now. Let me just wait and see if Willie or Abel got something further to ask the bishop on the audit. But thank you, Bishop.
Yeah,
Thank,
thank
thank
you.
you, thank you, Ambassador. Abel, is over to you.
Okay, firstly, let me really extend my appreciation to the bishop. I've been following the bishop on the social media, especially as it relates to his in-country travel. I think
Yeah.
he's beginning very well. He's starting on a good footing. Because our rural people, more or less, they love their bishop to identify with them. Whenever you identify with them, they get motivated, they feel much fulfilled, and they feel God's spirit is with them. And that's exactly what the bishop is doing, which is highly commendable. That coupled with other development like the accreditation of the Lutheran universities, it's a big boost in the Liberian Lutheran community because somebody will say there is a old story is belated, but never later than ever. I think it's the right time. The other time, a guy and I was kind of joking, and he said, "Oh, we need Lutheran civics," and then I kind of crafted my outreach. I sent him an outreach. I said, "Oh yes, we are here available. You can send it to Martin Colley so that he verified my qualification before I enter into the profiles of the Lutheran University." But we were just joking. But what we're trying to say is that there are just too many qualified Lutherans. We are here. We have been teaching at various universities. What much more about our own Lutheran universities? I think we're going to avail ourselves to this process to make sure that the SCO can run her own independent university that would be credible and recognized. And students attending that universities will come up with some form of academic reputation that can represent us. So that is really good. And then the other issue you spoke about has to do with the current financial, verification that going on. I have a little qualm with this, Bishop, because before the convention last year, the convention that brought you into office, there was an audit report presented at that convention. Is it the same audit group that did that audit that you people are going back to come and do the upcoming update. My question is, uh, what difference are they
I
going to
got
make?
it. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Look, I will not let anybody tell me you should have known better. No, we are not using the same origin friend.
So, Abel, you got it?
You
Straightforward
there?
answer, Abel. You there?
Amen. Bishop, feeling with you.
Abel, you are
Yeah.
muted.
Anyway, thank you, Bishop. I think my question is clear. It's not the same group. It's okay.
Wonderful. Abel, you okay? Can we go over to Willie?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay for now. I will come back.
Yes. Okay, right.
Amen. You
Willie.
can ask question.
Willie, you are muted, surprisingly.
I mean, you muted me, but anyway, no problem. Bishop, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. Despite all of the challenges today, but I'm glad that you are here. My question has to actually do with the brothers that have been called into question by the police. Has the process started? I know it is not
Okay,
an
good.
audit, but they were in the finance area. So the last time when you came on, you said that one of our members leading I think he's part of the legal team, brother Bobby Livingstone was helping out. So I just want to know if the process has started.
Sorry, I just forgot that. Yes. We took the case to court. Like you said, Bobby facilitating us, and the guys were indicted. And then, they had to charge us some $200 to be able to arrest them, and that we have already done. So I'm looking forward to hearing from the legal people this week. But yes, we've already started the process. The case went to court, and then the guy was indicted, and then they're to be arrested.
Thank you so much, Bishop. Thank you.
Willie, part of your question, they should be arrested. They are arrested. Bishop, which one? They are
Well,
arrested.
what I said to you is that the court asked us to pay some fee to arrest them last week.
Oh, and the fees
So
were
we send that
paid.
fee.
All right, wonderful. So later on, you will get to know whether or not they were arrested. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow I will try to follow up.
Yeah, sorry, Willie. I just wanted that clarity. You can go ahead.
No, I'm done. I only have one question. That's all. No, one question.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. Bishop, so we go
I mean, we
back.
gotta go to the floor today. It's 1 hour, yeah.
So we go back. We go, but the bishop keep prepared. You see the bishop wearing his spectacles, so nobody should joke around here. No fun here today. Right. So, Bishop, we were, a little bit concerned about your frequent rural visits. This is unlike anything we've seen since you took over as bishop. You've really been engaging, and I think many people will agree that you are one of the effective engaging bishops that we have. You are really in touch with the people. You identifying with the people. So would you like to speak on this in terms of it being whether or not it is a strategic approach as part of your overall reconciliation and unity strategy? Is that what you're doing here?
That's going to be part of it, but it's good to let the people know what's the plan for future is. And you cannot do that by sitting in the central administration. So I have been going around participating in their conventions, but also telling them where we came from, where we are, and where we look forward to going. What are their own expectations? What do we expect from them? Especially they're talking about sustainability. We're now beginning to let all the parishes understand that they must begin doing something for themselves and not just sitting and waiting for handouts. And luckily for us, all of the parishes that have land are willing to begin to plan something for the church. Surprisingly, I was in Hembe, and that's the Bandi parish, and I passed a little more than 10 acres of land planted with coffee. And they are still making an appeal for us to even assist them with maybe a power saw to extend that farm. So they are engaging. Yesterday I was at a men meeting, and the men also are planning to see what they can even do if we can find somewhere for the church that they all can also engage themselves in. So yes, we are both talking to the people, connecting with them, and also telling them that we have to do something ourselves. There's no time for man or animal. We must try it.
There's no time
And
for
the
man or
idea
animals,
is,
Bishop. Sorry for the interruption. Even your appearance on this network, and having a special segment to be engaging with the public. Some of your colleagues, not necessarily those in leadership, but some of the clergy men in our church believe that that's a risk. You exposing yourself to all kinds of stuff. Do you have any message for your colleagues who think it that way, that you should not be on my Lutheran
well, I
Connections?
don't, I don't, I don't understand why they call it risk.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because I'm elected as a bishop for the people,
Mhm.
and it's good to meet them and see them and hear them and know them too. There are many of them who have never seen their bishop. So it's not just easy to just say the hearing message from the bishop sending mails and letters. But when we begin to talk, like you and I are talking, they can ask me questions and I can also respond to them. And by that, we build a relationship. And that's what well, life is a risk anyway.
Right.
But I don't see it. I don't understand the interpretation of risk, but I feel confident and comfortable with my people. They have not, I don't know their minds, but from my appearance and their appearance and our interaction, I think they appreciate my presence with them.
Right. So life itself is a race, is true. And the point I was trying to make mainly was about your frequent participation on my Lutheran Connections on our TV. People think that you're exposing your leadership so much to public scrutiny, But I will go to Jerry, my colleague. Jerry said that he's going to ask questions that will make you remove your spectacles today. So I'm watching to see if that's going to happen.
I'm not doing that.
Ambassador, is over to you.
Don't put me in trouble I cannot handle. Um, Bishop, I want to
Jerry, if you want
piggyback
to move, I
on
can
what
move it.
I do. I want to piggyback on what my colleague Josiah asked. A key point he struck on the issue of reconciliation. And you said that could be part of the strategy, the reason why you're going around, having meetings with the various parishes and in the leeward part of the country, which is very good. I'm key to understanding from you what other values are your trip bringing to the entire reconciliation process in our church.
Look, if people understand what the church is, what the church stands for, and they understand that we are one people, it helps. Part of what has happened, and I think we have achieved, is that there are many misconceptions that people didn't understand and have not understood until I was asked, like you are asking me, and I explained to them what the church is aiming at. So by that, they understand. And we are getting over some of the things that seems to be like things to divide us.
Oh, that's great. So that means your mission has been bringing clarity and sense to the many confusion and disbelief and everything. So those are some of the added value, which is very good. So Abel, it's to you, sir.
So, but before we go, Jerry, we go. At every convention, every visit to every parish or group, there is a time they call the bishop's hour. Just like I'm addressing you of what has happened, I do the same at those conventions and meetings and visits, and people ask for clarity, and the clarities are provided, suggestions are made, and we ride over. And I think it's going fine.
Okay, Bishop, thank you. Amen.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you, Jerry. Um, first, quite to be frank with you, uh, the bishop is throwing in the right direction, especially when it comes with these communication issues, right? Sometimes people say, why is it that people discussing the church matter on Facebook? Why is it that people discussing this one, this? I say, what? In today's contemporary world, where technology is advancing and communication is being done through different channels, and you talk about social media for somebody to discuss something that got to do with national issues, I said, y'all are making great mistake. And you people are left behind. And until you catch up with today's technology, you will forever remain behind. And the bishop is trying to defy that notion that we can't continue to say every time we say, look, this is the right way to go. See the kind of information that the bishop is providing tonight. You know how long it was going to take us? How many months it would take us to reach to our people to places where tonight's message is going, even as far as the diaspora? Man, come on. Bishop, I just want to congratulate you. This platform could be the hub of the Lutheran Media Center that we are already working towards. But I got one little question for you. It's a little bit tricky. That's it funny. All of our bishops, to be frank, as far as my knowledge can serve me right, whenever they take over as bishop, they are very fast in running to the west. You find them in Sweden, in America, in this place and that place. And somebody is asking the question, why is it that Bishop Padmore saying he got elected? He has not even traveled to go to America, to go to this place and that place. Would you mind just explaining a little bit? And I see that, I mean, you are right here and things are going. You see almost everyone trying to get back on a good footing and then moving along with the church's business. What's the secret about this? And because you have not gone to America, you have not gone to Europe.
Yeah, I know. What I want to say to you concerning that is there are a few reasons. Part of my strategy is I want all the Liberian Lutherans to know that we can make it ourselves and ask people to help us. We can't start soliciting for order before we start doing something. Let the people see what we can do. That one reason why I'm trying to conscientize my people of what we can do together. I know our partners are still willing to help us, but things are difficult with everybody. So we got to start doing some initiative ourselves. If we 100% depend on them, I mean, we'll always remain here. We'll all be dependent, and we cannot go that way. The second part of it is that I know that I cannot travel with all the invitation, and I'm not got the invitation from them so much, but that does not bother me much. I'm Bishop of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. As long as you who are Lutherans in Liberia can work along with me to see us make progress, I don't have to go to America or Germany. We can work here. I told them what we want to do is they should accompany us. To accompany me that we ourselves must start doing some things. We can do some exchange. Right now, what they are myself discussing is that we're going to do some exchange of ministers, send some pastor there to a minister there, while they send some people here to a minister here. But we can work along with each other. It don't have to be that somebody 100% depending on the other. We need them. I will not tell you we're done. But I'm sure they themselves are looking up to us to see where we can start doing something for ourselves that they can augment.
Abel?
Yeah,
You
thank
got
you,
the
Bishop.
picture. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Whether you could come in.
Okay, Willie.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, Bishop. I want to thank you. And before I can come in with my question, I just want to, Bishop talked about the renovation process earlier. I want to display this so that others can see.
I even sent a picture to you people.
Yeah, uh, this is
Bishop, we got it. It's on the
the
screen right there,
renovation work.
Bishop.
Renovation work ongoing. And also he talked
I don't see it.
earlier.
It's
He
on the
talked.
screen, Bishop.
Yeah, he talked earlier about the International African Lutheran Conference. This is the beautiful.
This
banner.
building is
Yeah,
completed already.
Willie, I think you should show the International African Lutheran Conference when we're talking about it. It will be another talking point
Okay,
that
okay.
we'll be coming to. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, but Bishop, I want to,
But I thought that was a fantastic job, team.
yeah,
The one they're doing at Total Task. So you want
At
to show
Total
that
Task.
building once more? You want to show
Yeah.
that building once more, Willie?
yeah, and he said this building is the process is complete. That's what he said. He said the
Okay,
process is
all right.
complete. Yeah.
Yeah, the digging is completed. We are completed.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. So as it often said that when you're asking someone to wash your back, try to wash your front, and earlier on, Josiah, you posted a comment, and I actually want to read that. I'm not reading it in full, but I'm just going to read a part of it. A certain portion you talked about, and you said that you talked about the Malutrin connection and the Bishop Hour. You say it is a special segment. Bishop Hour engaging with our bishop to get to answer questions, and this is a privilege that we haven't had before, and saying that the bishop is not only restricting the Lutheran Church in Liberia to 13th Street Cinco in that compound, he's engaging our members, like in the most especially in the rural part. He's not waiting for a convention to go for Bishop Hour. He's coming out there. So if anyone should actually think that he's making himself vulnerable or thinking otherwise, I think perhaps they need to rethink, because we live in a modern world. That even I would tell you that the bishop even of the ELCA has podcasts. She attends the Lutheran podcast, and she goes out there. She speaks to people. She has a Twitter account and everything. So Bishop, I really want to commend you. I want to say thank you very much. I mean, in this segment, to be honest, I have no question. I just want to commend you for reaching out to our people, that not limiting our church to 13th Street Cinco. And when it comes to travel, I don't want to speak for Aliyah, but I know what Aliyah is doing. That I don't want to speak for Aliyah when it comes to travel of the bishop and the invitation. But Bishop, I just want to say thank you very much.
Yeah, Willie, that was thoughtful. That was thoughtful for you now, talking about Aliyah here, because
No.
Aliyah ain't got you here. We got you here.
No. I'm not here.
I'm sorry, Dr. Dennis. I know you're following Dr. Dennis, but right now we got Willie right now. Okay, folks, that was a great round, on Bishop's reconciliation and unity efforts in the church. I think communication is crucial to any leadership success, and Bishop is just demonstrating that. That has been lacking for a long time. It's no secret. We all continue to talk about that. So I think even the audience, they realize that, and they appreciated the fact that they have access to their bishop, and also Malutrin Connection establishing that link, that bridge between the bishop and the people through this MLC talk. So we appreciate it, Bishop. But Bishop wanted to move to another thing before going to the International African Conference. You witnessed the Women's Convention. Wonderful. Our understanding is that it was successfully conducted. It was held. You also witnessed the Men's Convention. So do you care to talk about those conventions a little bit?
Well, I must be honest with you. I did not attend the Women's Convention. I was on my way to Hembe, the Bandi Parish.
All right.
The way I understood what happened there, I can't say much because I was not there, but what really and honestly was that over 60% of the parishes were represented. Um, Typically, I learned that only one parish did not go from the Murray region, and that was St. Matthew. That was St. Matthew, and a little more than 200 women appeared, and about 75% of them were delegates that voted. I have not been given any report because I was not there.
Right.
I don't want to make any much comment before I say what was not done and what was not said. So when I'm informed, then I will say something about that. The only thing I want to say is that there are some situations that will let it heal itself. It should be one of them. And I like the way the women are approaching it. I know it's not satisfaction everywhere, but we can still deal into that. But let's take it in a much more profound manner. So I'm not going to say much about that because I was not there.
All right.
When I get my report, I will inform anybody whatever they want to hear from me concerning that convention.
Bishop, we trust you. We trust you. You always come back to us whenever you get the right information. That's the best thing for any good leader to do, to be well informed before taking decision or, opining or discussing sensitive issues such as the one we're talking about. But good thing is that I think we all learned that the convention was successfully held. The elections were held in a peaceful manner. You also talk about the men's convention, Bishop.
I just left from the men convention today.
Oh,
right now
wonderful.
I'm sleeping, but I will still talk with you. It was well. They were one of the well attended men convention I've witnessed in the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Well organized, well participated. Parishes and districts, except for the upper southeastern and the lower southeastern, but it was good. I'm sure you'll get some photo for that from them. But the discussion was fine, and the plan. Every one of us are now looking into the possibility of moving our church forward. We all, like the men, have agreed that we cannot just continue sitting and expecting manna to fall from heaven. So I like the discussion they had, and I like the plans they are making, and we are all looking forward to seeing how we can move forward with this church. But I think it was a successful one.
Oh, that's wonderful. So we'll just make a quick round on this and see. We will start with Abel this time. Abel, are you there? We'll start with Abel this time on this round. And then that will be followed by Willie. And then we come back to Ambassador. Yeah. So, Abel.
Yes, I'm here, Joe. I listened to the bishop talk a little bit about this whole issue of reconciliation. That is one of the most challenging area of our church right now. Beginning with the women conflict. The women's conflict have raised a lot of eyebrow. Many people have been concerned about it. People have been talking on this platform. We've invited some experts to talk about the issue of reconciliation. We fully understand that our church should have one of the best trauma healing and reconciliation program in this country. And sometimes people are wondering and asking the question, can the trap that gave birth to almost all of the peace building institutions in Liberia.
Even when you talk about trap, only few of us understand that. You want to tell them what
mean,
is trap?
I mean the Lutheran Church Trauma Healing and Reconciliation Program. You know,
Willie, you knew that?
Yeah.
that program, if you look at the historicity of the trap, it actually brought almost all of the institutions that kind of backing up everywhere today. But the point I want to strike is that people are wondering, with us have the trap in the SUS, yet Lutheran side somehow divided, especially when it comes to the issue of reconciliation. We sometimes, let's say, kind of bug into this kind of conversation. But the question I want to ask is that the women issues is sensitive. we have been advising some of our colleagues to stay out of it, not to make it bigger, not to widen the gap, because we know the intensity of why it is. We told people to stay out of this. If you don't have anything to offer when it comes to the women's business, you need to vacate. You need to stay out of it, right? But I'm wondering, Bishop, have you, besides the trap, have you been able to set up any kind of a smaller committee that could do some? Because one of the best way of intervening into conflict is to do conflict research and mapping, right? In the absence of that, it's difficult to gather the facts. Have you been able to set up any kind of committee that could try to find out what is happening within the women department and see how they can bring them together?
Look,
Because we still
look,
feel the
look,
divide.
look, Abel. The question you asked is not anything strange to yourself. And I like one word you said. Look, there are different approaches to different reconciliation process. As some, what I noticed in the women situation, I want to say to all of us is that all of us have different understanding of it, and so we are putting it the way we understand it. And I just want to warn everybody in this country, in this church, not to escalate this thing, but that we all can sit down and find a way. This whole issue of this reconciliation thing became very tense when we got close to the election and the convention. We fought, and we are still fighting. Like what Josiah said, well, I know that everybody was not satisfied. The convention was successful. We will find a way to see how we can deal with the hush. But it's something that it just the answer to this will not just be at the time people want it, because sometimes if you handle them those ways, you cause more hush than you cause peace. You guys work with the trauma healing, you want to do who work with trap. So when you come back to Liberia, find me so we can sit there and talk about how we can do it. We can work on that. I don't have that. I don't have the trauma healing reconciliation. I have my pastoral counseling knowledge, but right now I'm doing administration. So come, it's since that we're not fighting, we have hush, but we can still deal with it. Let's all of us sit down and take it. And I want to say to all you people on this platform, many persons are listening to you. My warning to you is that don't sound like you're taking side in any of the cases. If you do that, you cause more harm than good. We will work on it. We can still working on it. So let's try to do it. But when you come back, come to me and let's brainstorm that later. We can see what happened.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you.
Okay, Abel. There you go. This is the bishop's pepper bush. The women conflict situation as it concerns every one of us, but the bishop is deeply concerned about this, and he really wants every conversation about the women conflict situation to be held in such a way that we all can find a lasting solution. But Bishop, this is what my Lutheran Connections online TV has to tell you, that we are equally concerned. Otherwise, we wouldn't even lift the issue on the show.
I know that.
And we believe that it is critical to promoting genuine reconciliation and unity in the church. So we try our best to bring all the parties and every stakeholder in the process, and that's why we even lifted the role of the trap, because we believe the trap should actually be proactive in the way that we prevent many of these things from happening. Coming up with data, doing some survey, and advancing your leadership on early warning systems that can be established to prevent anything of this nature from happening. And you can only get those kind of opportunities from our Lutheran Connections online TV, where everyone can make their input. So
we all are concerned.
Right.
Everything I'm saying, even today, if we do 100% reconciliation among the women, there will still be
absolutely
satisfaction. It will never
absolutely
finish.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Look,
so
even you talk about travel, No, this whole thing did not become hard until near the convention. We didn't even have time. We made the first attempt of the what we call the meeting, and some people came supporting come.
Jerry, Ambassador, you noticed something? I made a bishop to remove the glasses.
Yes, I want to say that to you, but we're not ambassador.
Bishop, you say you're not removing it, but you took off the glasses, really?
So
I can see. I thought I was gonna. I thought
I
I was gonna be
know
the one to, but
you know Jerry and all of you people, even me, people try to place me into the conflict, and I had to be very careful
Yeah,
because I know that dissatisfaction will always still be there. But like I want to say to all of you people, we are still propping into it, and we'll find a way to get out. I had similar
wonderful.
question from the men's convention, and I responded to them. We shouldn't be taking side.
Right.
We be standing like a middle piece and finding a way to bring about. Many persons are taking side, which is wrong.
Wonderful.
But we're still
Wonderful.
working on it. It's not over.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Bishop. And I'm very sure that your leadership also appreciate the role that my Lutheran Connection
No, I
play.
agree. I agree with you.
So we go to Willie. Willie, what do you have for the Bishop on this?
Nothing, man. What would they
yeah.
got?
No. This time, you know, man, you put try to get me in the conflict with my boss.
Oh!
I'm a veteran.
You are the acolyte. You are the acolyte, right?
Yeah, I'm the acolyte, and you can't do that. All right, Bishop.
I can correct his boss.
I know. Bishop, speaking on the issue of reconciliation, are you aware that some of our um, some of our pastors, let me just put it that way. I wanted to say clergymen, but I gotta be careful too. So some of our pastors are there's conflict that they are not in good term with one another as we expect. Are you aware of that?
Look, even myself sitting down somewhere are in conflict with me. I know that. It will never finish. I want to say one thing to you. The issue about us, even as ministers, is that some people envy people for where they are assigned. Some people, sometimes they start that lead them into some of these things. But I want to say to you, these conflicts are not major for us. I don't see that being major thing. We want to deal with them. I had one of them that was major between two pastors, and I called it to my office and I resolved that. As soon as I can get to know that, I will get them to me.
So okay, all right. So Bishop, I just want to follow up quickly. Prior to the elections, there was this information around the rumor that um, there were two of our female pastors had some issues, existing among them, and it was visible in one of the chat rooms. We saw some exchanges, in person of the Reverend Mother Janice Gono and the Reverend Mother Orita Miller Davis. So, is there anything that like the PMTEA or the administration, because the reason why I'm concerned is that there is a saying that says, justice delays, justice denies. So and you say it is happening among other people, or let's say other pastors.
So what you call justice delay innocence? Has
No, I
anybody
mean,
complained
what
to
are
you?
we what are we
No, listen, Willie. As much as we have concern about all, even if you're the best counselor, you can't go running to people in their houses and say, you can't conflict here. Those are pastors.
It's okay, Bishop.
I expect them. I know I heard of the situation. People have tried anything. But no one has come to complain to me that this is the thing. The truth of the matter is that if these pastors are fighting over something and they think they're going to use their personal grief to cause us conflict in this church, when we take it as a BMTA case, it will affect them. And we don't want to go that route. They should be telling people, let it go, and not they're holding on to things like they are members.
That's true.
When it comes to me,
Right.
I will deal with it as a bishop. It has
Thank you very much, Bishop.
to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, fair
I
enough.
say, I say, I say, I say you making an official complaint.
No,
On
no,
the
no, no,
behalf.
no, 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 no,
Are you
no.
going to complain for
The
that?
only, like I said, it's
No,
not like
no,
they are
no, no.
they are
With
experiencing
it.
a platform as well, but it's yeah.
Look, one thing the pastors have not understood,
Mhm.
unless they can heal themselves, they're not going to heal anybody.
That's
Right.
true. I agree with you.
They have to
Right.
know that.
That's right.
You can't have conflict with your wife or your husband, then go sit down with somebody to control a marital problem. You're not making
No,
an impact.
That's true.
no.
There's some things that I just want to pay attention to because I believe they should be able to do it. But
Right.
if they fail to do it, then we take administrative decision against them. I don't want to reach that level. They know me for that.
That's true.
Right.
They know me for that. So,
Right.
yes, I'm hearing you. I'm looking. If it turns to be a BMTEA case, I will give it to the BMTEA. If they cannot resolve it, I will resolve it. It's
Thank you
not
so
big
much,
for me.
Bishop. Thank you.
But I
Thank
don't
you
have
very
an
much.
official company.
Yeah, and we're going to Ambassador for this round. Ambassador will make the last intervention for this round.
Well, for me, I just want to say thank you to the bishop for the responses given, especially as it relates to the roaming issue. Um, I will hope that with time, the situation can heal. I will also hope that the central administration will be able to adopt a mechanism that will be able to address the problem in the short to medium term, because our church, is unique, and we don't want a situation where we get our church divided over, as you mentioned, Bishop, petty issues. So I don't think I have a question. I just wanted to say thank you for the responses, and we trust your ability, and we know fully well that the issue will be resolved. Yeah.
All right. I want to say something to you. One thing I see that will help us is today it's the women. I'm sorry, our power gestures. That's why I'm black.
I was about to ask you, Bishop, how you transform instantly.
The gestures, it's okay. What
You
is
know,
happening
before
with
Bishop, we used to say, Cory now come, Cory now come.
yeah, Corey? No, one thing we're working on to ease some of this problem, and that there's not only with the auxiliaries, even the national church, in the process of revising our constitution, we have to make some stern decision about election. It's election that causes most of our division. We all have to start deciding, making suggestions on how election goes on. For Bishop, the convention have mandated us to deal with it in a way, but we have to make sure that other auxiliaries and organizations that goes through election will have a process that is not going to cause chaos. We have to find that. So we see how we do those things. Like you said, as time go by, we hope we can do that in the most shortest period, but let's do it very professionally and do it with a human mind. Thank you.
Wonderful. Today we're not going to keep the bishop for long. We go an
I'm
hour.
tired, man.
But the bishop is tired, extremely tired from the
Yes.
convention. We're only going to have him here for the next 15 minutes, so we'll take like 3 of those 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 additional minutes, Bishop. Will
Yes.
It's
have
okay.
him.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
we will take 3 of those additional 15 minutes to recognize our viewers, and when we come back, we'll talk about the International Lutheran African Lutheran Conference, and then we will close for today. So Willie is all yours.
Yes.
I just before we let go of though you strike a kind of joke, you are talking about a transformation. You know, the bishop have really been striking a lot of points, but trust me, tonight issue is taking a completely different trends. And to be frank with you, the conversation tonight, especially around this whole issue of reconciliation, the way the bishop has addressed it tonight, it tells anyone that we are on the path of unity. We are on the path of coming together. So as you was talking,
Willie, sorry for the interruption, Abel, but Willie, an ambassador, I think we made a mistake. We were supposed to put Abel photo beside Bishop's photo on the flyer, that he was coming as guest along with
As a
the
guest. That's
because,
true.
because Abel is in full support of all the bishop's interventions.
But the bishop is saying the right thing.
no, actually the bishop is flowing well. You know, as you was talking, and I quickly shut up, and I got this quote from Archbishop Desmond Tutu when he said, "Reconciliation is not a matter of in knowing our differences; it is a matter of recognizing our differences without judgment and working creatively to supplement them into cooperative and harmonious relationship." And you know, when Willie asked the questions, you know, about some of our pastors, I love the angle as which he came. So if we begin to address the issues like this out of emotions, you know, I guess definitely we're going to hell somewhere. And with the whole women issues, with the way they address, with the way the manner in which it's being handled, especially from the Lord Bishop's office and then flowing down. From tonight conversation, I know the conversation on the platform going to change when it comes to the women conflict, because we are very cognizant that this the bishop topics tonight and his engagement with this issue going to shift the entire conflict around into a more positive and a collaborative form, that the way we need to do it. So, Bishop, I just want to say thank you, Joe. I'm not actually, you know, the conversation is
I got you. Even I was just putting you under the spotlight, and that was just a big joke, Even. But you made a very good point. Yeah, the bishop's approach, you know, is very good, and I'm sure the viewers do also appreciate that. So, Bishop, I just want to let you know that your fellow panelist, Abel, has taken our 3 minutes that we needed to, you know, recognize our viewers. So we're going to have additional 20 minutes. So, Willie, let's go and recognize the viewers.
So quickly, our sister Marilyn Mulba, this is the our sister is there in Rhode Island. We want to recognize you. Our brother G. Victor Johnson. You know, sometimes when this guys, when his brother's name appears, I have to take my time and look at it a little bit. You know, G. Victor Johnson. And our sister Naomi Monimanya Miller, she's following from the top of Mount Nimba. And we have some new people in the congregation today, I would say. Brother Cogley Bennett is watching. Our brother Elijah Zena. Okay, our brother Elijah Zena and our sister Ponto Rennie. We want to recognize you. Our sister Comfort T. Sakwi, she's following, and our brother Nyale Tilly from Dupo Road, and also he has he made a comment here. He says, "Sure, the university is paramount. You know, several times has been talked about, but no step taken." But so brother Tilly, I think you can rest assured now that you know things are on course. Information from the bishop. We saw these comments, but we will display them again. The Reverend Dr. Moses Swad Dennis, president of Aliyah. Permit me, please. This is our president right here, and he says that use all available means to communicate and tell the story of the church. So that's
and that was in direct relationship to the question we asked Bishop about the way people react to his engagement and everything. Yeah, I thought that was good. Thank you, Dr. Dennis.
Yeah. And he followed up again. He said that the bishop is the embodiment of the unity of a church body from a biblical, theological, historical and experience. So but so that's between the both of them are clergymen. So the biblical, theological. I think the historical and the experience by Big Joe and Ambassador and Abel and myself, we can come in, but the first two, Okay, I will move. I will move.
So in short, the bishop is the embodiment of the church. So
of the church, yeah. No, I'll just look at the biblical and theological aspect. Bijo, you haven't seen a seminary yet. Anyway, but after Leo, he said we cannot do this unless we unite the church. Absolutely. Yes, and the Reverend Doctor says again that he's following keenly. Our sister Wata Nuta, how are you doing? She's watching, and all right. Sis Comfort has she made a comment here. She said the idea of being independent resulting to sustainability is very important. Thank you, Bishop, for looking into this direction. It's about time we learn to do things for ourselves. I'm just thinking if Sis Comfort Sakwi is watching us from Freetown, Sierra Leone, because she was in Ambassador area the last time. Our mother Lawo Koyan, she's watching. She got to me the last time. She said, "My son, you got to send me that link." So I'm glad that she's watching with us today. And also, Avina Patience Smo is watching. We want to say welcome. Our father, Menikpeleki Sumo, is watching from Missouri State. We want to say welcome again. Our sister, Winnie Dolo, she's watching. Our senior brother, Edwin Weeder. Today's show is one of the best. See there? I told you. And guess what? Speaking of senior brother Edwin Weeder, we have Julia Masakwe. Since Julia Masakwe is here, she's watching from her leg corner. And then guess what? Bishop, once you are on the show, all of your lieutenants are all watching. He's watching from all the way Banga. The Reverend Iris Sakodo is watching from Banga. So, okay, and Benetta Boyman, we want to welcome you. Mother Benetta Boyman, we want to welcome you. She's also watching. So, I mean, we don't have much time, but we want to say thank you all for following us again today. Our bishop is here, regular segment, the bishop's out. And we want to say thank you very much. Bijo.
Wonderful. Thank you, Willie. Thank you for everything. The recognition of our viewers is an important part of our conversation here on MLC Talk. You are very important. It's because of you we are here. So always when we're on, we recognize you, your comments, your questions. They matter a whole lot to us and to our guests when they appear. And in a special way, too, I want to recognize our colleagues in Zambia. That's Lusaka, Zambia. They always on relaying our show. Making sure that the Lutheran congregation in that part of Africa follow the show. Also to our brother Jackson Akawaya, Willie, you need to get in touch with Jackson. Probably we need to bring Jackson on one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Nigeria.
Yeah.
Jackson Akawaya is our colleague in Nigeria. He relays the show there. He's a Lutheran. We want to say thank you, Jackson Akawaya, for the job that you do. The last time we informed you that we talking to one of our colleagues who has a radio station in Zozo that goes to Pastor in Sierra Leone, and it covers Bon County and Lofa County. We are making way now to relay the show, to those places through that radio station, and we're making significant progress. Whenever we are ready, set and ready to go, we'll let you know. So we're going to the last talking point of our discussion today, and that has to do with the International African Lutheran Conference that is coming on very soon in Liberia. Very historic in Liberia for Liberian Lutherans. Our Lord Bishop is the right person. He's going to talk to us about that in terms of how far they are right now with preparations. Bishop, it's over to you.
Bishop, maybe you want to mute your phone. Yeah.
So mute my phone?
Yeah, what you have to turn off one of the devices. You have to mute your phone.
Okay, wonderful. He's done it.
No, we will not hear him on this. So, Bishop, what you do, I know you are hearing us. So just unmute this one, then mute from the self, then mute I think your computer or one of them. You have to mute one of them. Else we won't hear you.
So, Bishop, unmute yourself on the computer because I know
try to unmute yourself first.
You're watching the computer. You're watching through the computer. You're participating through the computer.
He had both devices on. Just touch the screen. Try to unmute them. Yeah.
The microphone button. Okay, wonderful. There you go.
You can get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the feedback is not too bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the point here is that I'm watching you on the screen of the computer, but I'm hearing you from the phone.
Okay.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, then you
Yes.
Yeah.
put the phone speakers off.
It's
So
better.
I'm not
It's
gonna
better.
use it.
Yeah, better.
I'm gonna use the earpiece.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bishop. Uh-huh.
Okay. Yes, as you all know that the international conference is expected just in about 3 weeks. So there are a whole lot of things to be done. But like we earlier said, working along with the committee, the overall international steering committee headed by Sis Madie, we've already printed a banner which you saw. We have the sample of the T-shirt, and in fact, people have began putting in requests for their portion of the T-shirt. So that is already set. I'm sure the vehicle issue for transportation is already set, and the committee on the banquet have already made submission of their budget, and that money has been released. So we in the last week, Dr. Jala and I have been visiting the different sectors of committee, Morovia. We were even in Misbah last Thursday, mountains. So we're far way into what it is. Right now, what we really want to target, since the committee is asking that we visit Misbah, we are trying to work on the graves of our former missionary. The program will this week will be doing the detail of the different segment of program at different places. When we meet in Kakatan, what we're going to do, when we meet in Bangan, what we're going to do, and in Misbah, we're going to be working on those programs as the specific for the daily activities. So we think these are on course. We're going to work and see how we can have them achieved. But basically, we are on top of the hour.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good, Bishop. Thank you for that update. And you can see that as you were talking, Willow was displaying almost everything you have done. You know, the dinner tickets, the benefit dinner tickets,
Yeah, we have
the
done that.
banner, the banners,
Here's the
everything,
banner.
all the information, the T-shirt, and everything.
You
You
see me,
know,
my,
I
you see
think,
me, my T-shirt.
yeah, you guys are doing fantastically well. Oh, I think the T-shirt you got different colors, right? You have
Yeah,
the
we have
white,
different colors.
Yeah,
yeah,
different colors. Yeah.
that's good.
This
No,
is
that was just a sample.
Oh, the
yes.
sample. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. That's good. Yeah, Willie.
Yes. So
Yeah, so if we play the ad,
yeah, we're gonna play the ad. Yeah.
Mhm. Indeed, after many years of struggle,
All
Jehovah
right.
has done it again. So the question is, what is it that He has done this time? This time is the International African
Uh,
Lutheran Conference coming to Liberia.
we're gonna
What a
pull this
great
out
news!
and replay it.
Yeah, it's glitching, so
It
we
is glitching. Yeah.
probably want to take it down. Mhm.
Yes.
Right. So we will go to the ambassador, but we're just doing an ad for the International African Lutheran Conference. We will go to ambassador for this round.
Again, Bishop, you seem to be on top of this planning, and I see a lot of posters, banners, and I see you posting with it. Um, can you give a little rundown in terms of um, how far we are with a particular thing, and that is the issue with the internal preparation on the number of delegates, especially speakers, that we have or anticipate to participate in the conference. I heard you the last time you were talking about Madam Lema rather Bowie. Do we have any other speakers, and how is it going to look like?
Well, yeah, we have Lema Bowie who will be speaking. We also have Reverend McKay who will speak also on that time. I will give a glimpse of the historical highlights of the Lutheran Church, Lutheran Mission in Liberia, and the rest of the speakers will come from the end of the visitor, the conference coming.
Okay, that's good. I mean, good to hear. I would just also want to say, Bishop, we are particular about the planning, and we know that Dr. Jala is working in consonant with you and briefing your office and giving you update as it relates to the planning. This is first of its kind that's coming to West Africa, if I may, and it's coming to Liberia, so we got to make the best impression. So are we clear with the issue of accommodation? And I've heard you trying to get some synopsis of the issue of the grave, or have we also concluded with the sites that we are taking the delegates or the guests when they arrived? Can you give a little rundown on that? I know Dr. Jala should be here to say most of the details, the granular details
Yes, we
of
are.
the issue, you know, but I know your office is updated.
No, I'm working along. We will be in the arrival is the 22nd. The 22nd through the 25th, we will be in Monrovia, St. Peters, and the LCL compound. The 26th, we are moving to Kakata to the Banga. 27, early in the morning after breakfast, we are pulling back straight into Misbah and spend a few hours in Misbah, and then we move back to Moria and close up the conference for departure of the people.
Thank you, Bishop. Abel?
I think the bishop has answered a lot of questions, though I have a couple of things that are going to land up for the next bishop's hour. So I just want to extend my thanks to the bishop for being with us again tonight, and we look forward to a wonderful conference. Just before I take leave, I just want to extend my deepest condolences to uh, the family of William Badai Howell, who were with the Lutheran Church in Liberia for a very long time. He passed out sometime during the week, and a meeting are currently ongoing at his children's place. Just continue to pray with them for consolations and comfort during this time of bereavement. Of course, Mr. Howard was one of the oldest men of our time. So, Bishop, I just want to say thank you. Thank you ever so much.
And also just to inform you, I also got information of the death of Councillor Marcus Jones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh, Mom.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Just about to speak on that, but yeah.
What?
But
yeah. There you have it. Yeah, it is sad, but again, as a necessary end, So for Father Howard, and Father Jones, Bishop, we want to extend our deepest sympathy for those losses. They are irreparable. And the church is mourning. So Willie, it's over to you.
Yeah, not very much question. I want to also say thank you to Bishop. Despite the rough start, but again, we really, really do appreciate you. There's one thing, Bishop, and I think maybe you perhaps just maybe it was just overlooked it or so, something like that, or I might not, I shouldn't say overlook, but you did not just touch on that, and I think it's very important that you want to touch on it. The during the conference or at the start of the conference is going to be pulpit exchange. So do you care to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, well, we are awaiting the registration listing. We've already informed our parishes, especially within the Morea district, that they will be having this pulpit exchange of pastors from from America and all other places based on the availability of pastors. We are prepared for that.
All right, all right, all right.
As soon as we get a registration listing,
Mhm.
and I hope we can get that by the first week of April, and then we can start doing the assignment and inform people before they get here.
Yes, and yeah, and also I just want to add quickly that video that we will be carrying my Lutheran Connections will be carrying the conference live. We are working with our church in Liberia, and we've already committed to doing this when Dr. Boko and his team are, were on our show. So the conference is going to be going live as well. So Bishop, again, want to say thank you very much. Thank you.
I also want to say thank you all.
Bishop, it's over to you. I don't know if Ambassador has anything to say, but from my end, I'm okay for today. Just want to thank everybody for watching as usual. Bishop, you will do your parting comments and then do the benediction for us to close. And Ambassador, you want to say something before Bishop does that? Because that concludes the show when Bishop gives the benediction.
No, I'm just down. I'm just down. Bishop can go ahead. Just
Wonderful. Okay.
I said it. I know you feel bad, but it's good to know it. Well, I want to say thank you to you guys at My Lutheran Connection. I also want to inform all of our listeners and those interested in seeing this church move forward, helping to sustain ourselves. Now is the time we begin to empower those parishes in engaging into agriculture. Like I said to you, the Mandy Parish really need a help. They want one chainsaw that will cost us something like 1,500. But if we can help them, that will help us to add up to what they have for tomorrow future sustainability. But thank you for this show. It informs a lot of people. I just want to say to others who write here, you got to be careful where you comment and what you say, because our intention is to move the church forward and not behind. Thank you so much. God bless you. If you allow me, I will say the grace,
Yes, please.
benediction. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face shine on us and be gracious to us. The Lord lift his countenance upon us and give us peace. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.